Myself, Jayashree Inchal, welcomes you for the lecture series on storage area networks with lecture number 12. Today we are going to start with module number 2, that is fiber channel SAN. In the last class we have finished with the module 1. In that we have discussed about the virtual storage provisioning and intelligent storage system implementation. What is the purpose of virtual provisioning in storage systems, which is going to enable and which is able to create the presentation or presenting an LUN with a more capacity than with the physical allocated to its storage array. That thing will be done with a shared pool. And also we have discussed about the some of the differences between traditional and virtual storage provisioning, and also we have discussed there are two techniques for implementation of the techniques of the intelligent storage systems, that is high-end storage system and the mid-range storage systems. And high-end storage systems are normally have been implemented with active configuration, whereas storage mid-range storage systems have been implemented with active passive configuration. In today's class we are going to discuss about what is fiber channel SAN and its benefits, and also we are going to discuss what are all the different components required to build a fiber channel SAN. So business needs and technology challenges, because organizations are experiencing an explosive growth of information, and this information needs to be stored, protected, and optimized and managed efficiently. So this will be a challenging task for the business. The data centers managers are burdened with the challenging task of providing low cost, high performance information management solutions. So an effective information management solution must be provided because of these points, that is just in time information to the business users. Means information must be available to the business users when they need it. The information will be always available 24 by 7. That is what is data availability should be one of the key requirement of the today's storage infrastructure. The explosive growth in the storage requires of different new servers as well as some applications, and also for some of the critical applications also, which is going to enterprise some of the challenges needs to be addressed to provide the information availability in real time. And next point is about the integration of information infrastructure with business process. So in this infrastructure, in the normally we go for storage infrastructure, it should be integrated with variety of business processes without compromising its security and integrity. And the next point is related with the flexible and resilient storage architecture. This in this storage architecture it should provide the flexibility and the resilience that which is going to align the changing in the business requirements. So storage should scale without compromising the performance requirements as well as with its applications, and at the same time some of the total cost managing information must be low. So whatever the storage infrastructure we used to do before, that is direct attached storage dash, which is often referred to as an storage environment only for a host, and which is going to maintain its own storage, and it is very difficult to manage and share resources on these isolated storage devices. So an effort has been taken place to organize all these dispersed data, lead to the emergence of storage area network, that is SAN. SAN is a high-speed dedicated network of servers and shared storage devices. So a SAN is going to provide some consolidation and facilitates centralized data management, and it also meets the storage demands efficiently with better economies of scale, and also provides effective maintenance and protection of data. Actually, these storage networking has emerged solution with the different types of networks, that is a fiber channel SAN, this fiber channel SAN, IP SAN, and the network attached storage. Again, we are going to study in detail about all these storage networking related with storage area networking with different technologies. So first let us move to the first one, that is fiber channel SAN. In short we call it as an FC SAN. So in the fiber channel SAN, normally it uses a fiber channel as a connectivity option. Here you can see in the diagram, this is a fiber channel SAN. So in the fiber channel architecture, which is going to form the fundamental networking construct, that is fiber channel SAN infrastructure. So this fiber channel, this is what normally we call the SAN infrastructure will be normally done with a fiber channel. So fiber channel is a high speed network technology that runs on high speed optical fiber cables and serial copper cables. And this technology was developed to meet the demand for increasing the speed of data transfer between the servers. These are the different servers and these are the mass storage. Normally these mass storage will be either implemented with the intelligent storage system or with any of the RAID configurations, and the data transfer from the server to the storage array will be normally done with the fiber channel technology, which is developed to meet the demand in the increased speed of the data transfer between the server and the storage arrays. So this networking, initially it has been introduced with 1988, and it has been standardized with ANSI as well as some fiber channel associations and all, and it has been given with one standards which is responsible for fiber channel net interface standards. So which is going to provide a block level data access, in which the data will be transferred in the form of blocks, not in the form of bits. Okay, so then total number of bits will be divided into the number of blocks. So servers will be held responsible to transfer the data between server to the storage array in the form of blocks, and also which is responsible for resource consolidation, because there will be a centralized storage and management. This centralized storage management will be helpful for allocation of the resources in the different storage arrays, and also which is going to have the scalability benefit. Scalability benefit theoretically, which is going to approximately which is going to connect the nearly equal to 15 millions of devices, but practically it may be less, but theoretically the scalability of the fiber channel network, which is going to connect more than 15 millions of devices, and also which is going to provide a secure access also. Security because of whatever the channel which is going to accommodate the security features related with the servers and the storage arrays. Security implementation has been done to protect the data among the servers as well as storage arrays. So before going into the technology, let us understand the fiber channel. Fiber channel is a high speed data transmission network, which is an important feature of the fiber networking technology. The initial implementation is offered with a different throughputs as well as some some data transfer rates and all, and which is again increased with some technologies such as SCSI as well as fiber channel, which is going to have the more throughput with more data transfer rates and all. So which is going to increase the scalability as well as the availability of the data in terms of fiber channel. So fiber channel is going to use these two high speed network technology, that is in terms of optical fiber cables, that is OFC. So which is going to have the front end connectivity, and normally serial copper cables, this is what the front end connectivity. This front end connectivity will be normally done with optical fiber cables, and this is a back end connectivity that is done with the serial copper cables to the application servers to the storage arrays, and this is a front end with clients and the servers. So that thing will be normally done with OFC cables and all. So the latest fiber channel implementation is going to support up to 8 GBs per second. So this is what the data transfer rate between the servers and the storage arrays. These servers are attached to two different distinct network. One is front end. This is what the front end part, so that the servers will be connected to the fiber channel SAN. So that will be normally done with the front end, and other one is back end. So which is fiber channel will be connected to the back end, that is storage arrays. So now let us move to fiber channel SAN and its evolution. Normally a SAN, that is storage area networks, carries a data between servers and storage devices. Servers will be normally called it as an host. These are the different hosts. Either it may have a one server, two server, three server, and so on. Many number of servers can be added with the network. But the main task is it is going to carry the data between these servers to the storage arrays. Even it may have the different storage capacities of the storage devices also. In this figure, this is what actually it is going to depict the fiber channel network with the different storage architectures and its evolution, whatever it has been taken place. SAN enables a storage consolidation, and which is going to enable storage to be shared across the multiple servers. So whatever the storage is there, so if, for example, this is a only one storage array which is only shared with the only one server. Here you can see these are the two storage array, and these two are interconnected between some switches and all, but these two storage arrays will be shared across these multiple servers, these three servers. Same thing here, two storage array will be shared among the multiple four servers, four more than one servers. So this is fiber channel helps us to enable the storage to be shared across the multiple servers. So with this, which is going to improve the utilization of these storage resources compared to the only direct attached storage architecture. Because which is going to reduce the total amount of storage an organization needs to purchase and manage. So with this consolidation, storage management becomes a centralized one. So this is what the main thing required to manage the fiber channel. With this, storage management becomes centralized, and even storage will be shared among the multiple servers, so that which is less complex in structures also, and also which is going to reduce the cost of managing the information. So a SAN is going to enable the organization to connect geographically dispersed servers as well as the storage devices. So with this technology, even fiber channel has been taken place from the different levels of the storage architecture evolution. So initially it has been started with the arbitrary loop, and then it has been replaced with fiber channel switched fabric, and then it has been considered with some enterprise SANs also for business purposes and all. So in this way, the enterprise has been taken place through the fiber channel SAN evolution. Again, you are going to study all these architectures in detail in your further lectures. So we have discussed about fiber channel evolution. That was earliest implementation was only with related to a grouping of simple host and the storage devices connected to a network in the form of hub or switch or any type of networking devices. So there are different types of networks are available. Again, you are going to study those things later. So before going into the different types of network, first we should understand what all the different components are required for a storage area networks. So very important key thing we should understand is about the components of SAN. The fiber channel SAN is a network of servers as well as shared storage devices. These servers and storages are the endpoints. So servers as well as storage devices are able to transfer the data between among the servers as well as the storage devices in the SAN. So those things are normally what we call is a nodes. Okay. So the nodes are considered as examples of nodes are either a host, server or a storage type, any type of storage devices. It may have some hard disk drive, tape library, any type of storage devices. And this fiber channel infrastructure consists of node ports. So here you can have this server needs to be connected with a n number of ports, and even these ports will be connected with some cables, connectors and some interconnecting devices. So these devices normally require such as hubs, switches and all, and along with some SAN management software. So these are the main different components of a SAN. So first component required is about the node ports. So node ports are these are the end devices such as host, storage arrays and tape libraries and all. And each node is a source or destination for the information. So whatever the data is sending from the source, that is either from the server to the storage device. So at that time server will be considered as an source and storage will be considered as a destination and vice versa. So each node requires one or more ports, one or minimum at least you should have a one port, one or more ports to provide a physical connectivity or physical interface for communicating with other nodes. Say for example here our storage nodes, and these ports, n number of ports, are integral components of the host bus adapters, that is HBA, and storage front end controllers are the adapters. In an fiber channel environment, a port is going to operate on the full data or full duplex data transmission mode, full duplex data transmission mode, which includes the each port will be responsible for transmitting the data and even receiving the data. So which is able to establish the two links, that is TX link and the RX link for transmission and the receiving purpose for the fiber channel environment. So this is what actually how it is going to transmit and the receive. So if it is port 0 is used, which is able to have two different links, that is one is a transmission link and another one is a receiving link. So with this, which is able to have the connectivity or interface between the server and the storage devices through each and every ports. So this is what the port, what exactly which is going to port is. Normally this, remember, ports are going to have a full duplex data transmission mode. And HBA, that is what the port will be connected to a different HBAs, which is going to perform a low level interface. Low level interface functions automatically, which is going to minimize the impact of the cost performance. And once the ports are there, that connectivity option needs to be established between storage devices and the servers through the cabling and the connectors. So SAN implementation normally uses optical fiber cabling. Optical fiber cabling, in that there are two types of cables, a copper cable and the optical fiber cable. Copper can be used for a shorter distances for backend connectivity, because it is going to provide an some signal, that is acceptable signal to noise ratio for the distances up to only the 30 meters. But the optical fiber cables for long distance, these OFCs are going to carry the data in the form of light. And there are two types of optical cables. One is single mode fiber and the multi mode fiber. So which these two different types of optical cables are held responsible for carrying the multiple beams of light projected at a different angle simultaneously onto the core of the cable. Here you can see in this diagram, based on some angle which is able to have the different multiple beams, and through that multiple beams the light will be projected at a different angles. Based on the bandwidth, multi-mode fibers will be classified in the single mode, which can carry a beams up to light only distance up to 10 kilometer. But if it is more than distance up to 500 meters, so which can carry a beams of light simultaneously. So with if the light is spread across multiple different multiple angles, so at that time which is going to be considered with the different angles of the light. So actually there are different connectors for node connectors, which are going to have the different types of single mode fiber and the double mode fiber, what we have discussed now. So in connector, whatever in the different types of connector, normally it will be done with at the end of the cable, to enable swift connection and the disconnection of the cable to and from the port. So there are different types of connectivities are there. One is a standard connectivity. This normally we call it as an SC connector. And another one is lucent connector. This is another type of connectivity, lucent connector. So the SC duplex connector, which is going to support the throughput up to 1 GB per second, and duplex up to 4 GB per second. And even some patch panel connectors are also may be used for simplex with the fiber channel patch panels, with the help of some straight tip. This is another type of connector used for fiber optic cables, that is ST, straight tip connector. There will be some straight tip. So which is another fiber optic connector, which is often used with fiber patch channels. So these are the simple SC, LC and ST connectors. These are the components. Cabling, these are the normally connectors used for cabling purpose, that is for connectivity between the servers and the storage device. So we have discussed about now the cabling and the ports. Okay. So now let us move to another important component of SAN is interconnecting devices. So the interconnected devices are the some hubs. That interconnectivity will be normally done with the help of hubs or switches or directors. There are three types of interconnected devices commonly used in fiber channel SAN. And hubs are used as a communication devices in fiber channel arbitrary loop, that is AL implementation. And hubs physically connect the nodes in a logical loop or a physical star topology. All these nodes are going to share the loop because data travels through all the connection points. Because of the availability of low cost and high performance switches, hubs are no longer used in fiber channel SAN. So that thing will be switched with some switches which are more intelligent than a hubs and directly route the data from one physical host to another physical host or to the ports. Therefore, nodes do not share the bandwidth. Instead, each node is dedicated to a communication path. Then another type of interconnectivity option is with the help of directors, which are the high-end switches with a higher port count and better fault tolerance, some capabilities. These switches are available with some fixed port count with some particular design, and port count is increased by some additional additional port cards with some open slots also. And even this architecture of the different interconnectivity will be related with the port and the modular architecture, which is used to increase the number of additional line cards and the connectivity option between the nodes and storage devices. So both the switches and the directors have the some management ports for connectivity to the SAN management servers. And even these fiber channel connectivity nodes will be either considered with normally with help of full duplex mode, that is which is going to transmit as well as receive through the share common circuitry. Next one is this is another type of component required for fiber channel SAN. The next one is very important related with the storage array. This is a fundamental purpose of a SAN. Because one should be a source and another should be a destination. If we consider source as an source, if we consider a host as an source, then source will be transmitting or writing the data to the storage array. So at that time this will be considered as an destination. Same thing if a host want to access the data from the storage array, at that time storage array will be acting as a source and server will be acting as an destination. This is a normally client server architecture. This is what the fundamental purpose of a SAN is, to provide a host access to the storage resources. So it should have a large storage capacities offered with some modern storage arrays which have been exploited in SAN environments for storage, centralization and all. And this SAN implementation which is going to complement the standard features of storage arrays by providing high availability and redundancy and improved performance for business continuity and multiple host connectivity. So to manage all these things, whatever the hardware components, cabling, host, transmission, receiving, all these things we should be managed with some software. So this is also one major component of a fiber channel SAN. So SAN management software manages the interface between the host, connectivity devices and the storage arrays. And this software provides a view of the SAN environment which is going to enable the managing of various resources from one to the central console, and which is going to provide a key management function such as a mapping of the storage devices, switches and servers, monitoring of those things. Even some alerts can also be generated for discovering new devices and logical partitioning of a SAN. That thing also can be done with the help of zoning and all this will be the key management of the SAN management software. In addition with this, the software provides the management of typical SAN components such as host bus adapters and storage components and the interconnecting devices. So the four major components are required for SAN fiber channel SAN architecture. So in the examination it may be asked what are all the different components of SAN. You need to explain with all these components. So today we are going to end with this class about the fiber channel components. Other things we'll see it in the next class. So today we have discussed about what is the overall overview of the fiber channel architecture, what exactly the fiber channel SAN includes, and what are all the different components of the fiber channel SAN, which is going to have four key elements: node, ports, cabling, interconnecting devices and the storage arrays with the SAN management software. So this is what actually we are going to understand and about the fiber channel technology on which SAN is deployed, and also with its reviews. And even you are going to study in detail about the SAN design and management of the fundamentals. So which is going to lie the understanding of the fiber channel with its different components and all. So which is going to lie between the L2 level. So depending upon the today's lectures, these are the two important questions for your examination point of view. Explain fiber channel SAN implementation and its evolution, and explain the components of fiber channel SAN. So for this today's lecture material, you refer the chapter 5 with the second edition book, Information Storage and Management, second edition, chapter 5, subsections 5.2 and 5.3, page numbers from 95 to 101. Suppose if you feel any difficulty, you can even refer this additional link, YouTube link, for the reference of the today's class material. Suppose if you feel any difficulty in understanding this concept, you can contact me at any time. Thank you.